Guys, this is Carrie with Fullerton Professional Organizing. And on this podcast and YouTube, we challenge decluttering our home, decluttering our faith, and decluttering our business. And today, I just want to go over some of the organizing books and the YouTubers that changed my home and just talk to you a little bit about that. And because it also changed my home for the last 35 years, now I'm able to go into your home and help you virtually or in person. But from turmoil to tranquility, one card, one video, and one mindset shift at a time. I used to feel like I was drowning in stuff. Paper piles, mismatched socks, forgotten freezer meals, and the mental chaos of trying to remember everything. I was trying to be everything to everyone: mom, wife, coworker, chef, cleaning crew, wondering, just wondering how everyone else seemed to make it look so easy. Then something changed. When I got married, I started reading books. It didn't happen overnight, but certain authors and YouTubers came into my life and completely changed the way I think about home, time, and what really matters. These women didn't just teach me how to organize, they gave me permission to let go of perfection, which has been an ongoing journey, and build a home that works for me. Because the last few years, I've really, just in the last 3 years, have I really given up some of that perfectionistic idea. Now, here are some of the organizing voices that reshaped my home and my heart. The first book I'm going to show you, and I read many of her books, and I have many of them here that I read when I first got married in 1990. This one, I think, and this one, well, these three, because I've read more than just these three, but these are my all-time favorites. They're funny, and it's exactly what it says. Sidetracked sisters trying to get their house organized. And I believe one of the sisters, Peggy Jones, wound up divorced because of some of her, habits. Therefore, her and her sister started writing books. So they're the OGs, in my opinion. Pam Young and Peggy Jones, affectionately known as the Sidetrack Home Executives or Slob Sisters. They were the original that used the word Slob Sisters in their name, were pioneers in helping creatively scattered people like me get organized without shame. Their 3x5 index card system was designed for those of us who didn't fit into the traditional rigid routines. And I used those when I first got married, and they were a game changer because all I thought about was the one thing on the card: dust. That's it. So the Sidetrack Home Executives, from Pigpen to Paradise, Get Your Act Together, The Happiness File, those are just a few of their books. They offered humor and they were pretty funny. Grace and a flexible plan to bring order without guilt. They gave me a light bulb moment. I wasn't lazy or messy. I was just sidetracked and needed a system that matched my brain. Their 3x5 card file system taught me how to manage chores, meal planning, and daily tasks in bite-sized pieces. And even when I fell off track, which I often did, their warmth and honesty made me feel like I could always start again. Because what you did was, if you didn't finish everything in that day's card, you either put it on the next day, or if it was a weekly item, you put it in the next week. Now, this is the last book out of the ones that I'm going to go through that I read that changed my home. And this is a recent book, Kendra Adachi, The Lazy Genius Way. When I found her book, it was like finding a best friend who whispered, being a genius about the things that mattered and lazy about the things that don't. That's what her book is about. Her book, The Lazy Genius Way, and her podcast gave me language for what I'd been craving: a home and a life centered around what matters most to me, not what Pinterest or strangers on the internet, Pinterest and all of the perfect friends on Facebook say should matter and what mattered to them. Her principles, like decide once, start small, schedule rest, and live in the season. These helped me build rhythms, not routines. She showed me how to think about organizing, not just do it, even though I was already doing it. Uh, Thanks to Kendra, I don't meal plan out of panic anymore, and I have created a super simple meal plan because of this book. Super simple. Um, I decide once with themed dinner nights. I don't obsess over to-do lists. I prioritize what brings peace to our home. Her approach gave me permission to let things go and love my home exactly as it is, even as I slowly improve it. Now, another book that I read Audible, I can't show it to you because I read it on Audible, was Dana K. White, A Slob Comes Clean. She's the second person I know that used slob in the title of her book. But Dana is the realest of the real. Her journey from self-described slob to organizing expert is documented step by step on her blog, books, and YouTube channel. The Slob Comes Clean. Now, what I love about Dana is that she doesn't believe in one size fits all solution. She gets straight to the point and teaches how to actually maintain an organized home. And she has many stories about how bad her home was. She also talks with a lot of humor and makes it fun to learn and memorable. So, she has a concept called the container concept, and I have talked about this with you on my podcast in the past, and the 5-minute pickup. These were game changers, and her book, How to Manage Your Home Without Losing Your Mind, should be required reading for every overwhelmed mom. She helped me stop overthinking and just start, even if it's just loading the dishwasher, just something simple. Now, the next person that I love that I found somewhere around the same time as Dana K. White is Cassandra Aarssen from Clutterbug. Cassandra Clutterbug philosophy was a light bulb moment, and this one really also helps me in my organizing business. She teaches that people organize differently based on their natural tendencies and styles. She calls them bugs like ladybug, bee, cricket, and butterfly. Now, her YouTube videos and books like The Clutter Connection and Real Life Organizing helped me figure out that I wasn't failing at other systems. I just needed to organize in a way that fit my brain. Her videos are fast, funny, and packed with realistic advice. And when she says done is better than perfect, it speaks right to my soul, right? Guys, I have learned we don't have to have a perfect home. If we have a perfect home, then I could never have Bible study in my home if I kept the thought that it had to be completely realistic. Now, another person that has changed me is Jessica McCabe, How to ADHD, her YouTube. As someone with ADHD, which I didn't realize I had until her videos after my son was diagnosed, I often felt like organizing systems weren't made for me. I couldn't make any of them work. Then I found Jessica McCabe and her YouTube channel, How to ADHD. She talks openly about executive function, memory issues, and how to create systems that work with your brain, not just against it. Her tools like body doubling, visible storage, and reminders with compassion help me create routines that stick without shame spirals, which when those systems fall apart. I mean, who likes spiraling in shame and thinking that they're a failure? Now, another YouTuber, Dawn Madsen, the minimal mom, and some of these you may have heard of, but Dawn's videos are a gentle nudge toward less stuff and more peace. Her minimalist approach isn't about owning nothing. It's about owning what matters. That's what a lot of these really taught me, is what really matters. What do you value in your life? What do you value for your family? What is it that you want to teach your family? Is it that stuff is more important than people, or and systems are more important than people, or love for God and his word? Okay. What comes first? Now, she helped me see that simplifying doesn't mean failure, it means freedom. Her questions would I buy this again? And do I want to manage this item forever? Shifted how I declutter. With her voice in my head, I finally donated bins full of stuff I thought I should keep, which is true, but I still kept a lot of decor because that's who I am, and my decor does matter to me. Now, I wanted to touch base on another person that I read back in the day, Emilie Barnes. This is one of the first, along with the first books that I showed you. I even had a friend have it autographed. This author has now passed away, but Emilie Barnes, and they weren't all her kids. They were some of her family's kids, but she was raising 5 kids under the age of 5. So this was a very special book to me. I read all of her books, but most of them are not about organizing, but a few of them are. And I will be talking about her books again in a different podcast. But grace plus systems equals freedom. That's what I have discovered. Now, the combination of these authors and creators help me create a home I don't dread waking up in. I've built routines that reflect my values, my Christian values. I've let go of shame, perfectionism, and compassion so that I can have Bible study in my home without feeling like a crazy person. And most importantly, I've learned that organizing isn't about being better, it's about being free. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, may I gently suggest pick up some 3x5 cards and make a system of your own. I will be making my own personal system for you, and I am working on that. But just watch one YouTube video, try one lazy genius principle, start with one drawer, one habit, one shelf, and let it be small. Let it be yours. Let it be enough. Because organizing isn't about your home being perfect. It's about creating tranquility in your everyday life, having peace and peace over perfection, progress over perfection. That's what some of these ladies teach. And giving yourself grace for the season that you're in. Some of you are moms and you need to give yourself grace. You are a good mom, even if your house is messy. Because if your house is messy, that means you're spending possibly more time with your children than on obsessing over your home. So give yourself grace. All right, guys, I will see you on the next podcast and I will talk to you later.